Bloomers in the Garden is brought to you each week by Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Bloomers is an award-winning garden center just 20 minutes from Philadelphia. Bloomers has been providing expert advice turning brown thumbs green for over 30 years. At Bloomers, we want you to ask us every question, even if you think it's silly. We share information in a friendly, non-judgmental way that is meant to teach and spread the joy of gardening. Visit Bloomers Home and Garden Center in Washington Township, Gloucester County. For directions, go to bloomers.com, and we'll see you in the garden.
Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call us on the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. And if we use your question on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden.
Well, Ed, so what do you get from a four-step program?
Well, each one of them has a crabgrass preventer plus fertilizer.
Oh, wow.
You know, in a crabgrass preventer, there are different active ingredients, and that's something to be, pay attention to. Now,
Right.
top four-step programs. Number one is the Scott's four-step program.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about the one that actually has the step number on the bag.
Okay.
If you're buying or you're getting, quite honestly, tricked into thinking you're buying a step program when you're buying a like Halts plus turf builder and then the turf builder with weed and feed,
Right.
those are not
gonna
the
do
real
it.
thing.
No.
The fertilizer in those bags are different. So let's get that out of the way.
Right.
All crabgrass controls work basically the same, but there's a difference in each one of the active ingredients.
Okay, so how they work, is that where you're going to look at?
Well, let me explain what I mean by that. You need to water each one after the application.
Oh, okay.
Because the way that it works is it puts a barrier in the soil and stops the crabgrass from germinating. And you have to get that barrier in the soil established so that it creates a shield from the crabgrass seed to come through.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Right.
Now, Scott's, the number one selling step program,
Scott's.
that, again, it's the four-step program. And, again, it's the one with the numbers on the bag.
Yeah, can't miss that. Huh?
No,
Yeah.
can't miss that. You can't get tricked into
Right.
buying Turf Builder with plus Halts because it's not the
Right.
same product. The active ingredient is, and they use pendimethalin. Pendimethalin is very good. It needs to be put down before the forsythias bloom.
Now, can I ask you?
Yes, sir.
What is pendimethalin?
It's the
Because-
crabgrass preventer.
Oh, okay.
It is
That's the actual.
the actual name of the chemical that is used
Oh,
to
okay.
prevent
I
crabgrass.
have you.
Okay. Now, Jonathan Green
Right.
uses Dimension.
Totally different.
Totally different.
Wow.
Totally different.
But does it do the same thing?
Similar.
Oh, okay.
But what happens is if you put down the Scott's product and crabgrass is already germinate, too bad.
Oh,
Doesn't work.
no.
It has to go down beforehand, where the Dimension product that is used within Jonathan Green,
All right.
okay, now that is a product that will control crabgrass after it's germinated and has already put out 3 leaves.
Oh, how about that?
So it's kind of a post-emergent,
Post-emergent. Okay.
where all crabgrass is pre-emergent.
Pre-emergent.
You want to prevent it.
Except for dimension? Is that
Dimension,
a
again,
little different?
you can time it a little later. So,
Okay.
in other words, if you miss it, it's like, oh, darn, I didn't get my crabgrass control
Okay.
down. And I know that, it's really warm out. And
Right.
things have to be, germinating. You do Dimension.
Oh, okay.
Now, a new player that's been out the last few years is Bonide.
Okay. A new one.
Bonide's always been on the cutting edge of technology, whether it's insect control, organics,
Oh, okay.
and they have got it's a great product.
You like that, don't you?
I do.
It caught
Be
your
honest,
eye.
I started doing the research for this show,
Sure.
and originally it was like, well, Bonide is a great company. We'll talk about it.
Right.
But I was so swayed because they're using something that the trade name is Barricade
Barricade.
as their crabgrass preventer.
Oh, okay.
and it's prodiamine is the actual chemical name.
The chemicals.
But the point is it lasts for up to 5 months. Now we do a
months.
spot now for bonide,
Right.
but the problem that really happens with crabgrass control, if you put it down too early, crabgrass will still germinate in the spring in May, and your crabgrass controls are done.
Now, why is that? Is it because it's too cold, or what?
It can be,
Okay.
but also there could be crabgrass seeds that are just dormant and just germinate later.
Later on, it doesn't
Yeah.
catch them.
And it doesn't catch them because
wow.
it's already leached through and it's already gone.
Gone. Oh,
And that we often say, and I still recommend this,
right.
put a second application of crabgrass control down.
Oh, okay.
You know, a 4-step is only going to be good. It's a good start.
Good start. Okay.
It's a good start.
Right. But
So-
it's not going to do the whole job. Is that what
No.
you're saying?
That's right.
Okay.
It is the bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Okay.
But there are things that are going to get into your lawn, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Mhm.
But again, it's who's got what in their bag and how is it used. For instance, there's a Scott's product. Like the always dilemma is, do you go and seed? You can't seed with a crabgrass control.
Yeah.
You have to wait until that crabgrass control is done because it will just basically look at it and say, hey, here's just another weed that we want to control.
Right.
Unless, okay,
Mhm.
there is a product, and I know that Jonathan Green has one, and so does Scott's, and it's a crabgrass control when seeding.
Oh.
Okay, it is it's the product that's in there is exclusive, and it's not inexpensive. It's pretty.
Is it?
You're going to pay.
So what you're saying is,
But
that
you can still control crab. It'll distinguish between a grass seed plant
No
and
kidding.
or a seed and a crabgrass seed.
So it does that.
It does that.
Wow.
And you can go and put that down and seed at the same time.
At the same time. Oh.
But I only recommend that if you've got like large
Mm-hmm.
bare patches, a lot of those bare patches are going to be because there was dead crabgrass there.
Oh.
So depending on how bad your lawn is, if you've got to do a renovation, I recommend using the crabgrass control plus starter fertilizer.
Oh, okay.
Make sure that when you're at the store, and this is why you go to your garden centers, they will tell you, it's like, yes, you can seed with this one. No, you can't seed with that one.
Right.
So you'll actually get the advice that you need.
Right. Now let's say that you seeded in the fall. Is that going to be a problem when you start putting down step 1 or no?
As long as the seed germinated in the fall.
Oh, okay.
Okay. If it hasn't been germinated yet, then it's going to stop that seed too.
Okay. I got you.
Again, I'm all about that that new product that's in the bonide phase 1, the prodiamine. It lasts long,
Longer.
but you've got to get it down. Where dimensions properties, if you mess up and you don't have the time to put it down right away, you can put it down a little bit later and you'll still get some control. But I still would recommend putting a second application of crabgrass control in, say, May, whether you're using the Dimension product that's in the Jonathan Green step 1, or if you're using the Scott's product, I would put down a second application.
Oh, I see.
And there's something that we don't talk about too. We don't talk about fertilizer.
Oh, yeah, we don't.
Now, the fertilizer that's in there is really what matters. Your lawn's a little hungry from waking up after the winter.
Sure.
And like, let's say Scott's, for instance, is a 2807.
Wow.
Up, down, all around, right, Julio?
Yes, it
so,
is,
So
yeah.
give me, let's see how your memory's doing.
Okay.
What does that stand for? 2807,
28 is the nitrogen, right?
right?
And then you got the phosphorus in the center.
Yep.
All right. And then you got the potassium at the end.
Right. Very good.
NPK,
Very good.
they call that, right?
That's right. NPK. And where a lot of them, you'll find that center number used to have something in there. Now it's, they have seen that it has been an issue, so they're really zero phosphate fertilizers have been used quite often.
Right. Now, most of these companies, they all have just about the same kind of numbers, or a little
Similar.
different, similar.
Similar, like let's see, like Jonathan Green. They're all going to be similar. It's going to be higher in nitrogen because you want to get a good boost, like the bonide. But there is a difference. The bonide product, which really swayed me, isn't just the prodiamine, but the fact that it has that extra micronutrient package.
Oh, yes.
Where, like you said, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium,
Right.
that's usually what's in the bag of fertilizer. Now it's really
The
got
basics.
that extra micronutrients that aren't in the
other
other
ones.
brands.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
they're working hard.
Extra boost, huh?
They're working hard. I mean,
Yeah.
again, Jonathan Green, Dimension, great product. You've got to be aware that it may not last long enough for all crabgrass.
Right.
But
you like what
yeah,
you like?
I tell you what, the Bonides, it's good stuff.
Right.
It's very good.
It is. It is.
It's very good. And so, listen, go out to your garden centers when you're ready. Go out to your garden centers. Ask them if they're carrying the Bonide product and give it a look.
Yeah.
Give it a look.
Oh,
There's nothing wrong with the other two products, but good, better, best scenario.
Yeah. Sure.
So consider Bonide.
That's
So
right.
consider
a little
Bonide.
extra. A little extra, huh?
That is. That is. All right. In the next segment coming up, we're going to talk about weed and feed. That's, again, broadleaf weed control. So we'll be back and talk about step 2 right after this. Did crabgrass and other grassy weeds take over your lawn last year? Prevent crabgrass and other grassy weeds from ruining your lawn by applying Bonide's DuraTurf Crabgrass Preventer today. Just apply Bonide's Crabgrass Preventer, available with or without fertilizer, and that will stop the crabgrass and grassy weeds from growing in your lawn for up to 5 months. Do you want your lawn dark green and healthy looking all season long? You need to use Bonide's DuraTurf 4-phase lawn program throughout the year. Our 4-phase program rids your lawn of over 200 broadleaf and grassy weeds, including crabgrass, nutsedge, and dandelions. This program will also take care of surface insects, such as fleas and ticks, while slowly feeding your lawn throughout the year. Bonide offers up to a $35 gift certificate to the store where the Bonide 4-phase lawn program was purchased. You can also buy the 4-phase individually as you need them throughout the year. Bonide products are family made in America. Find a DuraTurf lawn program at these fine stores. Bucks Country Gardens, Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Lehigh Valley Home and Garden, Allentown, Pennsylvania. Linvilla Orchards, Media, Pennsylvania.
This is Julio Zamora from Bloomers in the Garden. Join us 7 p.m. March 9th at Bloomers Home and Garden Center for Sips and Succulents. We'll have a creative night of playing and planting while sipping your favorite beer, wine, or beverage. Sips and Succulents is a planting party. Bloomers Master of Ceremonies, Stephanie Taylor, and I will teach you how to create and care for a new succulent garden. Succulents are the perfect plants for anyone looking to take their planting and interior design to the next level. Call Bloomers to register at 856-589-0200. 7 p.m. March 9th at Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Sips and Succulents will be a fun night out for beginners and experts alike. You'll bring home a new skill, a beautiful new planter, and fun memories made with old friends and new. Registration is $45 per person, and basic starter supplies are included. Call Bloomers today to reserve your space. That's 856-589-0200. Please remember this is a 21 and over event, and any beer or wine is BYOB. Spots are limited, so register early and bring a friend. Deadline for registration is March 1st. For more information, go to bloomers.com or call Bloomers at 856-589-0200, and I'll see you at the party.
Well, we're back.
Back.
So, covered step 1.
Yes, we did.
All crabgrass control. There is an available product from Scott's and Jonathan Green that is a crabgrass preventer plus starter fertilizer that will distinguish between grass seed and crabgrass seed. Not going to get the same results that you would out of a regular crabgrass control, but it still is better than doing nothing, and you'll still get some control on those grassy weeds, because once they're in there, they're hard to get out.
Okay.
They're hard to get out.
You're getting a good start. Is that what
Right,
you're saying? Okay.
right. And you basically are not going to see it work. This is one product. You'll never see it work because it's going to stop something from coming up.
Oh, I see.
All right?
Mhm.
You'll only know when it doesn't.
When it doesn't.
All right, so step 2, weed
Step
and
2.
feed.
Mhm.
Weed and feed. Easy, talked about all the time.
Right.
But they're all basically the same weed control.
Uh-huh.
So they're all using 2,4-D and dicamba. There's, maybe a touch of something here, a sprinkle of this here, but it's all basically the same weed
thing.
control.
Okay.
Difference between crabgrass. Now, how do we talk about watering? You have to water in your
Had to water
crabgrass
in, yes.
control.
So
right?
this one
This
is-
one, you want to have the leaves wet so that weed control sticks to the leaves.
Oh, I see. Totally different.
Totally different.
Mm-hmm.
You water one in, but this one you don't.
Right.
This one you go and you want it to sit on top of the plant so that it kills those weeds. This doesn't prevent weeds, it kills them. So you want to make sure that it's wet and that sticks to the foliage. Right. You don't want to water it in. You want it to stick on top of there and just let it dry, and then that works through and will kill the weeds.
So you have to take your hose out. Or is that
That's it.
Yeah.
Early part of the day when there's a little bit of dew.
Right.
That's the ideal spot.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Nice.
So if they're all the same active ingredient, so what makes them different?
I would say the actual numbers.
Right. There you go.
The 28,
NPK.
NPK, yes.
NPK.
Mm-hmm. Nitrogen is always big, huh?
Yeah. Nitrogen is because the grass plants need more nitrogen than any other to survive. So, and to look good. It's all about slow nitrogen, though.
Slow.
In that you want to look for water-insoluble nitrogen or slow-release nitrogen.
Now, are you going to get that from all the companies?
Yes.
Slow release?
Again, that's the difference between actual step, like the Scott Step program, versus a Turf Builder product. The amount of nitrogen that releases is going to be a little bit different, so it'll be slower on the step programs.
Oh, okay. So you're getting a better product.
You
step
are.
one.
You absolutely are.
Mm-hmm.
You are. And step two.
And step two, yes.
Yep. All of the step programs are their best products.
Right.
The ones that have the numbers on the bag and say step, those are going to be the best products as far as fertilizers go.
That's good to know.
Okay, so Scott's has water-insoluble nitrogen. There's the water-insoluble nitrogen, again, also Jonathan Green, slow release.
Slow release.
Great product.
Wow.
But then we go back to Bonide, where 4.8% slow release nitrogen, and it's a polymer coated. Now, this is similar to Jonathan Green, a polymer coated fertilizer. We talked about this the other day, Osmocote, right?
Osmocote,
polymer coated fertilizer.
Right.
That is exactly what is in the Bonide product. So it's not Osmocote, but it's a polymer coated fertilizer. And what's the difference between that and other types of nitrogen?
Well, the other ones don't have that that slow release that you get.
Right. But also,
has that urea.
It doesn't release. Okay. Polymer coated releases from heat.
Oh, okay.
So rather than water, like say we have a rainy spring and you're not using a polymer coated nitrogen source, it's all releasing. It's gone.
It's gone. Oh.
It's gone. Where a polymer coated, and it's not all polymer coated, there's a portion of it that's polymer coated. That polymer coated fertilizer is releasing slow.
Okay.
Okay. That's why Osmocote is so good. That's why, again, the Jonathan Green product and the Bonide product have that polymer coating in part of their nitrogen, so it's a slow release.
Right. Oh, that's excellent.
Yep.
Excellent product.
Excellent product. Now, we go back to Bonide. Now I sound like a stooge. Okay? Okay, Bonide is a sponsor.
That's right.
They're a sponsor. We like Bonide. They're a great company. But I did not bring in their fertilizer, their lawn fertilizer.
Right.
I didn't like the packaging. I said it looks like a hardware store.
Oh, boy.
But doing the research, boy, it's
you can't beat it, huh?
No, I can't.
You like that?
I just want to make sure that everybody understands that we didn't intend on carrying it at Bloomer's Home and Garden Center.
Really? Wow.
No. And that it wasn't until I did this show that I
dug deep in and you said,
I called our distributor and said, hey, We need to carry this, and it's all
great.
because of the nutrient package.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the nutrient package that they put in, and it's a micronutrient package. That's the key. That's the key. Again, that it's elements that the lawn needs to grow that it doesn't get from regular nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. To me, that's a winner. That's a winner.
Sure. You're talking boron, copper,
Yep.
things like that?
Yep, iron, manganese, molybdenum, and zinc.
Wow.
Now, those things are not in any of the other fertilizers. There might be some iron thrown in there, but again, it's got that package in there. So, I mean, it's the real deal.
Yes, it is.
It is a real
More
deal.
nutrients, better
Yep.
growth, better
Yep.
green, better
So,
everything.
Yeah. Now, you know, there's a little bit of a departure on the different fertilizers in step 3.
Oh, it
And, you know, after this break, we'll talk about step 3 in the annual lawn program.
Oh, wow.
Right after this. Stay tuned. Fertilome Succulent Potting Mix with EcoPeat is the perfect ready-to-use potting mix for all your succulents. Fertilome Succulent Potting Mix is a blend of sphagnum peat moss, perlite, and EcoPeat. EcoPeat is a natural wood fiber from peat bogs. When added to Fertilome peat moss, it produces a superior professional substrate with an exceptional ratio of air porosity and water holding capacity. Fertilome Succulent Potting Mix will ensure maximum drainage with ideal water retention. It's simply the best succulent mix on the market. Ask for Fertilome by name at your local garden center. Available at Daniel's Garden Center, Sumneytown Pike, Harleysville, Pennsylvania. Gasper's Home and Garden, 316 Tanyard Road, Richboro, PA.
This is Julio Zamora from Bloomers in the Garden. Join us 7 p.m. March 9th at Bloomers Home and Garden Center for Sips and Succulents. We'll have a creative night of playing and planting while sipping your favorite beer, wine, or beverage. Sips and Succulents is a planting party. Bloomers Master of Ceremonies, Stephanie Taylor, and I will teach you how to create and care for a new succulent garden. Succulents are the perfect plants for anyone looking to take their planting and interior design to the next level. Call Bloomers to register at 856-589-0200. 7 p.m. March 9th at Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Sips and Succulents will be a fun night out for beginners and experts alike. You'll bring home a new skill, a beautiful new planter, and fun memories made with old friends and new. Registration is $45 per person, and basic starter supplies are included. Call Bloomers today to reserve your space. That's 856-589-0200. Please remember this is a 21 and over event, and any beer or wine is BYOB. Spots are limited, so register early and bring a friend. Deadline for registration is March 1st. For more information, go to bloomers.com or call Bloomers at 856-589-0200, and I'll see you at the party.
Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call us on the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. And if we use your question on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden.
All right, we're back, and we're here now talking about step 3.
Yes, we are.
And it's a big divide here between all the companies in there, Len.
That is. It used to be that every company on their third step had an insect control to keep costs down. Scott's went and put in a great fertilizer. It's all fertilizer. It has a pretty high percentage of iron, and iron makes your lawn real green. So it's a good fertilizer. All of these products, step 3, are excellent.
Excellent.
On their own, but there's some differences.
Okay.
And again, this is where the departure is. It's a 4-step is a good start, but it's not the, all three of these products could be used in your lawn
Huh.
at the same
At
time,
the same
to be
time.
honest with
Wow.
you. So let's start off with Scott's. Again,
Right.
2% iron, high nitrogen rate, 3204.
Wow.
Again, great fertilizer, going to green it up through feeding it.
Big time.
Yeah. But again, there's a difference when you get to some of the other companies. Like, for instance, the Bonide product. And again, I am not a stooge. We have editing rights to everything.
That's right.
It has been, they're using a insecticide called bifenthrin. It's a good surface insect control.
Right.
It's going to maybe do some grubs, but it's really going to control things like chinch bugs, which are a major problem. Like, if your lawn ever is looks like it's yellow, no matter how much fertilizer you put on it,
They're chinch
a lot
bugs.
of times it could be just chinch bugs sucking the life out of it.
Boy.
Crickets,
Ants.
it's going to do a lot of the ticks and fleas and surface feeding insects, not necessarily like grubs. It's not going to be the best choice for grubs.
Not for grubs, no.
So it's a 4-step program. It's a good start.
Right.
If you have a grub issue, or you have problems with grubs, or you see Japanese beetles everywhere, you're going to go and put down a separate product that has an imidacloprid in it. There's going to be different choices that you have.
I see.
But right now, don't think that step 3, I've got my grub control down.
It's not it.
You don't.
That's not it.
You don't.
You got to go. You kind of have to go specialize. Is that what you're saying?
You do. Your lawn has to be. Your lawn program is not 4 steps.
Right.
Let's just get it out of the way.
Right.
You're going to be at least 6.
Right.
So, okay, Bonide, good fertilizer, micronutrient package, and it has a surface feeding insect control.
That's very good.
Very good. That's right.
Very good.
Okay. Now, Jonathan Green. Now, Jonathan Green's got it together.
Yes, they do.
They do. They have come up with something that was called a Great American Lawn. And it talks about exactly the same thing Julio and I believe in, is the fact that you have to feed the soil.
That's right.
You have to feed the soil.
Yeah.
And that for their 3rd step, they have something that's called Magical Plus. And in this area, for lawns in acidic and hard soil.
Wow.
Okay. They combine 2 of their best products. Okay. Magical. Okay. Magical Plus for lawns in acidic and hard soil is Magical Plus Love Your Soil.
Wow. They just did that, didn't they, Don?
They did. This is first year for it.
This is the first time.
Yep.
Wow.
First time for it.
That's great.
So with Magical, you get the pH controlled so that your pH gets to 7 where it's optimum.
Right.
But again, it depends on what your pH is. Most of your garden centers out there will do a soil test for you. Call your local garden center, ask them to do a soil test. You need to do it. And this product also, you could put it down at any time.
Anytime.
You could put it down in the spring. You could put it down in the fall. It doesn't really matter.
Now, what do you recommend, Len, as far as that goes? I mean, some people
do your soil test right away. Get it done
quick.
early.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you find out, again, what your pH is, then you have a place to start.
Right.
What happens with pH? It's super important. None of your fertilizer in your any of the bags that you're putting out, you're wasting money if your pH is off.
Wow.
What happens is the fertilizer gets locked up in the soil if your pH is too acidic, and that's what most of the time it is here.
Right.
So if it's too acidic, none of the grass plants can absorb the nutrient value out of your fertilizer.
Wow. Not good.
Again, to go back to my lawn, I keep putting fertilizer down and nothing's right.
Boom, boom.
Have you done anything to adjust the pH? And Magical offers calcium that,
That's great.
like dolomitic limestone, is just basically crushed limestone, and it does eventually raise your pH, but it takes a long time. So Magical is what we recommend to raise your pH because you get the benefits of calcium. and that's a huge benefit to your soil.
Big time.
So again, it's not just a limestone. You're getting a nutrient as well.
And you're saying this is a quick.
Yes, works fast.
Works quick. Okay.
Works fast.
All right.
Now, in the product that they combined, where it used to be, Love Your Soil, now that they still are separate. They're still available separate, but they combined them in one bag
Easy.
as the third step. Love Your Soil is, again, it's feeding the soil, right?
Right.
What it's going to do is have mycorrhiza activity. It's going to improve that soil so that your grass plants can absorb
the nutrients.
Wow.
There you go. Critical, huh? Like,
Absolutely. It's something
you're
that
saying,
you don't even
lose-
think about.
You lose 27% of your lawn food if you're wasting it if you don't get the pH right.
Yeah, you got to get your pH right.
Wow.
First thing, before
First
you
thing.
even put step 1 down, get your pH tested and take samples from all over your lawn, put it in a baggie, bring it into the garden center and have them check it.
There you go. Good job.
Yep. And again, so what I would do,
Yep.
I would put down probably, I'd go with Bonide product.
Right.
Same day, I'd put down the Magical Plus
Cal.
for lawns and acidic and hard soil.
Okay.
Right? And
Yeah.
then, again, it depends on what your pH is, because you might have to do a second application or even a third. You could do them both the same day.
Wow.
Because it's going to feed it a different way.
Yeah, isn't that great? Wow.
It is. It is.
Good
So,
combination. Great.
Yeah.
Great products.
Excellent in clay soil.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great product.
It is.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to talk about the last step, the fourth step.
Fourth step.
Yeah, so your fall fertilizer.
Mhm.
So stay tuned. We'll be back right after this. Did crabgrass and other grassy weeds take over your lawn last year? Prevent crabgrass and other grassy weeds from ruining your lawn by applying Bonide's DuraTurf Crabgrass Preventer today. Just apply Bonide's Crabgrass Preventer, available with or without fertilizer, and that will stop the crabgrass and grassy weeds from growing in your lawn for up to 5 months. Do you want your lawn dark green and healthy looking all season long? You need to use Bonide's DuraTurf 4-phase lawn program throughout the year. Our 4-phase program rids your lawn of over 200 broadleaf and grassy weeds, including crabgrass, nutsedge, and dandelions. This program will also take care of surface insects, such as fleas and ticks, while slowly feeding your lawn throughout the year. Bonide offers up to a $35 gift certificate to the store where the Bonide 4-phase lawn program was purchased. You can also buy the 4-phase individually as you need them throughout the year. Bonide products are family made in America. Find a DuraTurf lawn program at these fine stores: Feeney's, Feasterville, PA; Dublin Agway, Dublin, PA; Magnolia Gardens, Magnolia, New Jersey.
This is Julio Zamora from Bloomers in the Garden. Join us 7 p.m. March 9th at Bloomers Home and Garden Center for Sips and Succulents. We'll have a creative night of playing and planting while sipping your favorite beer, wine, or beverage. Sips and Succulents is a planting party. Bloomers Master of Ceremonies, Stephanie Taylor, and I will teach you how to create and care for a new succulent garden. Succulents are the perfect plants for anyone looking to take their planting and interior design to the next level. Call Bloomers to register at 856-589-0200. 7 p.m. March 9th at Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Sips and Succulents will be a fun night out for beginners and experts alike. You'll bring home a new skill, a beautiful new planter, and fun memories made with old friends and new. Registration is $45 per person, and basic starter supplies are included. Call Bloomers today to reserve your space. That's 856-589-0200. Please remember this is a 21 and over event, and any beer or wine is BYOB. Spots are limited, so register early and bring a friend. Deadline for registration is March 1st. For more information, go to bloomers.com or call Bloomers at 856-589-0200, and I'll see you at the party.
Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call us on the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. And if we use your question on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden. All right. Covered step 1, step 2, step 3. Now we're at step 4.
Last
Yeah,
step.
it's that last step. Step 4 is basically a really good fall fertilizer. Any of the brands, Scott's, Jonathan Green, Bonide, you're going to have a good fall fertilizer.
Good.
It builds root systems. It is a great fertilizer to use when seeding. Okay?
Great.
But that's not what I want to talk about. Listen, that last step, you need to, you need to put down. But it's all about what's going on during the rest of the year. You may have to do other steps that we're not talking about. Again, like for instance, the Jonathan Green step 3 could actually be incorporated into any of the step programs from Bonide or from Scott's. That you need to use it because again, if your pH is off, is your fertilizer working? No.
You're done.
Your fertilizer's locked up.
You're in there.
No matter how much
Can't move, right?
No, it can't be absorbed into the plant because the pH is off and it's locked up in the soil.
Yeah.
So you need to get your pH corrected. Look, every independent garden center or most independent garden centers, they will do a soil test for you to let you know where you are and how much of the product you need in order to get your pH corrected.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, just bring it in.
Yeah, and it's something that you don't have to be burdened with.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but you need to know. I'll burden you right now. Go find out. See where you're at.
Yeah.
Now, Hollytone in the landscape bed, your landscape shrubs want to have an acidic situation.
Sure.
The majority of them,
Yeah.
Rhododendrons, azaleas, all
azaleas,
evergreens,
yep.
the majority of them all want that, but not in your
Not
lawn.
in lawn. No, that's
Not in your lawn.
that's a big no-no.
Not in your lawn. So, step 4, they're going to be very similar. Like, for instance, in the Scott step 4, it's a 32-012. It's a great way to strengthen your lawn before winter comes in. They're all doing the same thing.
Same thing.
Bonide, again, I'm giving Bonide an edge because it has that nutrient package.
Vital X, I call it.
It's got that nutrient package to where it's going to be, again, boron, copper, iron, manganese, molybdenum, and zinc, all in there that your grass needs in small quantities, and generally they get it through the breakdown of thatch and other ways, but this is giving it to them. This is basically spoon feeding it, and
a little extra.
And it is a little extra.
Yeah, a little extra.
Yeah. Now the Jonathan Green fall, that's the Jonathan Green winterizer. Perfect fertilizer for turf protection. It's got a little bit of iron, 30% slow release nitrogen. That is more impressive to me than some of the others because it's going to green it up in the spring as well.
Wow.
So some of that fertilizer will be actually be available to it in the spring. So it's a great, contains humates.
Just keeps going.
You've heard of humates, humus.
Hummus.
Humus.
Hummus, yeah.
Yep. Not hummus. That's what you eat.
Oh, that's right.
That's what you eat.
No wonder I like it.
What, are you hungry?
Yes, I am.
Come on. No, humus.
There you go.
And
Humus.
again, it's perfect for fall seeding. It's probably the best just raw NPK. Plus some other, it's got some other micronutrients that are available as well. Again, you're not going to get everything out of your step program. You're going to have to do other things, and we're going to talk about that. We need to spend some time in the next segment talking about what you need to do besides the 4-step.
Right.
And we'll talk about that right after this. The bird sanctuary at Bloomer's Home and Garden Center is dedicated to the care and feeding of wild birds. We carry a flock of feeders like the Brome Squirrel-Proof Feeder, which has a lifetime guarantee. Brome makes fantastic feeders for frustrating squirrels and feeding songbirds. Bloomer's Bird Sanctuary has a vast selection of wild bird seed, suet, seed cakes, and mealworms. We carry Lyric, Coles, C&S, Pine Tree Farms, and our own line called Bloomer's Blend. Bloomer's Blend Songbird Magnet contains premium black oil sunflower, peanut splits, millet, safflower, and tree nuts. It's sure to attract the most colorful songbirds to your yard. Bloomer's Home and Garden Center is located in Washington Township in Gloucester County, New Jersey. Visit us online at www.bloomers.com. When you come in, ask for Shirley Spurbeck, Bloomer's Wild Bird Specialist. Mention you heard it on Bloomers in the Garden Radio, and we'll give you $10 off a 20-pound bag of Bloomer's Blend Songbird Magnet Mix.
This is Julio Zamora from Bloomers in the Garden. Join us 7 p.m. March 9th at Bloomers Home and Garden Center for Sips and Succulents. We'll have a creative night of playing and planting while sipping your favorite beer, wine, or beverage. Sips and Succulents is a planting party. Bloomer's Master of Ceremonies, Stephanie Taylor, and I will teach you how to create and care for a new succulent garden. Succulents are the perfect plants for anyone looking to take their planting and interior design to the next level. Call Bloomers to register at 856-589-0200. 7 p.m. March 9th at Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Sips and Succulents will be a fun night out for beginners and experts alike. You'll bring home a new skill, a beautiful new planter, and fun memories made with old friends and new. Registration is $45 per person, and basic starter supplies are included. Call Bloomers today to reserve your space. That's 856-589-0200. Please remember this is a 21 and over event, and any beer or wine is BYOB. Spots are limited, so register early and bring a friend. Deadline for registration is March 1st. For more information, go to bloomers.com or call Bloomers at 856-589-0200, and I'll see you at the party.
Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call us on the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. And if we use your question on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden.
Well, Len, the 4-step program is a great program to start with, but it's not all that you need, right?
No, it isn't. You know, let's talk about crabgrass control. Step 1, right? It's pretty much the first thing you do.
Right.
But again, we can't tell you enough to go get your pH checked. That should be the first thing you do.
Boom.
And then get that addressed before you put down step 1. Now,
Great.
depending on what you use, we're going back. Scott's product and the Bonite product need to put down before the crabgrass has germinated. Crabgrass germinates, temperature is about 50 degrees.
Right.
And that soil temperature, you can time it with forsythia, put it down, when you see the forsythia is beginning to swell, that's always a good plan. But where Jonathan Green is, if you miss it, you'll get control. I would suggest putting down a second application of crabgrass control in, say, May. So you get another shot. It prevents other grassy weeds besides crabgrass. So it extends that, almost through into the summer, and then you're done.
Nice.
And think about it, how crabgrass control works. Crabgrass control puts a barrier in the soil.
Right.
All right. And then the crabgrass tries to grow and it sprouts and it hits that barrier and kills it. So you're eliminating crabgrass seed. So once you get that all cleaned up, your lawn will be easier to take care of.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
So you're saying 2 months after you've applied that first one, right?
Yep.
Put another one in.
That's what I suggest.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. The other thing is that you're going to have disease problems.
Oh, yeah.
A 4-step program does not address disease
At
issues.
all.
Nope.
At
No.
all. How about that?
Depending on how hot and humid it is, but the worst culprit is if you have a sprinkler system.
Oh,
You got your,
that's it.
you know, listen,
Wetness.
water more at one time and less often. Don't put it on every day for 10 minutes. Okay. Don't do that. Please, please. You're going to want to use like for instance, Bonide again has a really good disease control. Right? Perfect for lawns. It also can be used on perennial flowers and things like that. It's called Infuse.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yep. It is systemic.
Systemic.
What does systemic mean? Can you?
It works through the root systems, and it works its way up into the plant itself.
That's right. Makes like an antibiotic. It makes the
Yes.
plant resistant to the disease.
Yeah, so I like that type of
Me too.
disease control.
Lasts longer.
Oh, yes.
Lasts longer.
Lasts longer.
You know, and
Takes care of the problem.
what I would do is just count on putting it down in June.
June.
Put it down
Boom,
in
there you
June. You know, kids are out of school. It's time
There you
for
go.
disease control.
There you go. Write that down. Put it on your calendar. Right,
That's
Len?
right. That's right.
Yeah.
And then again, put it down in August
That's right.
when the heat of
June,
the summer's kicking in.
boom. Oh,
All right. So
humidity, right?
that's right.
Wow.
That's right. And then this will control it.
There you go.
This will control it. So again,
Good stuff.
disease control, Infuse from Bonide.
Bonide.
There are other brands out there that you can use, but you want to try to get something that's systemic.
Right.
Okay.
That's the best.
If you have a major problem and you go into the garden center and you go, look at my lawn, it's dying, it's all covered in this, you may have to use something else. You may have to actually spray something on it because it will work faster because systemics work a little slower. And again, it all depends what's going on. But if you use it as a preventative, you won't have that issue.
Oh, okay. Great.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Beautiful.
Let's see. Root feeding insects like grubs.
Oh.
Okay. Bifenthrin is not going to control that. Okay. It's going to basically, you're going to need to use something else.
Going to go deeper. Is that what you're saying? Go deeper than
Correct.
Correct.
Now, both Jonathan Green and Bonide, both of their products. Now, the Jonathan Green product is grub and insect control.
Right.
Bonide is insect and grub control. They flip it around. But it's the exact same product because they use a combination of imidacloprid and lambda to control the grubs.
How about that?
And you notice that bifenthrin is the one that's in the STEP program for Bonide. That's going to do surface insects, but it's not going to control and knock out those grubs.
Yeah.
So, again, both of those products together, and again, the active ingredient is imidacloprid and lambda to control grubs, 25 different lawn pests, surface. It does have some surface control as well, but it's going to be for mostly for grubs and any of the root feeding insects.
Wow.
And that's what you really want.
And again, is that to systemic, Len?
Yes, it is a systemic.
Okay.
And the way that you need to put it down at the right time, okay? You can put it pretty much down any time, but your best application probably July when it starts getting hot through October. Depends on how, you have if you have an issue or not. You can always tell you have grubs because you go out to your lawn and there's a dead section and it rolls up just like sod. Right? Now what are most grubs?
Japanese beetles, yeah.
That's right. So, if all of a sudden you've got Japanese beetles all over the place, they're either laying eggs. They could be flying over your lawn to lay eggs. So, it often say the 4th of July, what happens is that you all of a sudden get an influx. The Japanese beetles come to your 4th of July party. So,
that's right.
But, I don't want to miss just saying this. Jonathan Green is, again, they are great. They're a great company, great family company. There are actually greens that still work in their company. So again, there's Barry Senior, Junior. I mean, it is great company. Yeah. But they have an organic insect control. It works by repelling insects. So, and it's used. Let me. It sounds like something I'd put on my salad. Okay. It's plant oils using thyme and wintergreen. And it has no adverse effects on mammals, birds, or fish. So So those of you
Safe.
that want to look for an organic alternative, the product from Jonathan Green is perfect. It's
Yes.
perfect for that.
Perfect, yeah.
But it repels insects. You may not get the control on grubs, but it's a darn good product
Oh, yes. Mhm.
for going in and choosing something that
It
is
good.
different.
It is different, yeah. And it takes care of the family, too.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt anybody there or your pets. If you're concerned about,
Yeah,
going out there.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people care more about their pets
Yeah.
than kids, to be honest.
That's right. And that's something. Oh, my.
And the way that it does, it's a repellent, but it does have a killing
Killing effect.
availability in that product. So
that's good.
look for it in your garden centers. And again, it's the organic insect control from Jonathan Green.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, but it's all about pH.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
If you are not getting your pH adjusted, your lawn is not going to look good because the fertilizer that you're putting down,
right.
you might as well just throw it in the trash.
You throw money away, huh, Len?
That's right. If your pH is correct, and a neutral pH is what you're after for the grass,
That's right.
and that's what it wants. It wants to be at a neutral pH, and then the fertilizer can be absorbed by the grass plants.
Right. Yeah. How important is that?
Huge.
Huge.
It's
yeah.
everything.
It's
everything. It's everything.
Right.
I would say it's like going to like the best restaurant
Okay.
and getting your meal brought to you, but then they put a glass thing over it and you can't get to it because you can't eat it.
Oh my goodness.
And it's the same idea. It's that,
That's right.
You don't want
you don't
to
want
be
that.
throwing good fertilizer out the
right.
window because you haven't gotten your pH taken care
Oh boy.
of. Yeah, well, that's it.
That's it.
All right. Well, after this, we're going to review what we've been talking about, and we'll be joining you in just a moment.
Bloomers in the Garden is brought to you each week by Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Bloomers is an award-winning garden center just 20 minutes from Philadelphia. Bloomers has been providing expert advice turning brown thumbs green for over 30 years. At Bloomers, we want you to ask us every question, even if you think it's silly. We share information in a friendly, non-judgmental way that is meant to teach and spread the joy of gardening. Visit Bloomers Home and Garden Center in Washington Township, Gloucester County. For directions, go to bloomers.com, and we'll see you in the garden.
See me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
Here we are.
Sir.
Well, we learned that this is a confusing topic, and people spend a fortune early on step programs, and we just want to be very, very clear.
Right.
Okay, the 4-step is a good start, but is not the complete solution for every problem that you will have with your lawn.
That's right. Yep. And Jonathan Green, right, has a unique third step.
Yeah.
And that's really important for us to let you know about.
Yep.
And the Magical Plus.
Magical Plus.
Magical Plus.
It addresses pH, but it also adds different nutrients into the soil. So it's feeding your soil.
Yeah.
I don't care which 4-step you choose, put that step down.
Right. You said right from the get-go.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Yep. And Bonide, the new kid on the block, has that great micronutrient package. That is what separates it from the others. Yeah. And I tell you what, and again, in that step 3, it has the insect control for surface feeding insects, where the other two don't.
And the Real Scotch Step program, which we carry, right? As
That's
opposed to the other stores that carry only the
turf builder.
The turf builder, right? And so don't be fooled, okay? You got to get the step program 1, 2, 3, and 4 from Scott's.
Right, because the fertilizer in it lasts longer and is better, and you'll have an extension of that fertilizer,
slow release,
as opposed to the regular turf builder product. It's a decent fertilizer, but it is not a true step program.
Right.
Yeah. So go out to your local garden centers and ask them, and they'll help you decide which is the best 4-step for you. And make sure you ask about the Bonide 4-phase program. I tell you what, with that micronutrient package, I'm pretty impressed.
Really.
Again, we weren't going to carry it. Sorry, Jim Woods, but we are bringing it in now because it is an impressive product.
It is, isn't it? That's great. Now, just remember, the 4-step program doesn't address it, soil pH, right? The
Right.
disease control,
Nope.
right? Or the true grub control. So the 4-step is just a place to start.
That's
So
right.
remember, 4-step is the start. And
That-
then you got to hit the other ones, the soil pH
That's right.
and disease control and the grub control to
Right.
go with that.
And like Jonathan Green said, feed the soil, feed the soil. You can't miss next week's show with
Oh,
Dr. Armitage. Hey, he's giving our listeners a discount on his books. So
Yes,
go
he is.
to www.alanarmitage.net. We're going to have a great show talking about he has become a world-renowned plantsman.
Oh, wow.
And don't forget Flower Show
Flower
starts
show. Oh,
today.
yes, flower show.
Don't miss it. Thank you, Brett.
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you. We appreciate all that you do. And thanks for listening. And call that hotline if you've got questions. We're here to answer.
And we'll see you in the garden.
See you in the garden. Bloomers in the Garden is an hour-long gardening radio program that airs to over 6 million residents throughout the Delaware Valley. From Allentown to Wilmington, from the Main Line to the Jersey Shore, Bloomers in the Garden can be heard twice each Saturday morning, first at 8 a.m. on 860 WWDB and again at 9 on 610 a.m. ESPN Radio. Each episode of Bloomers in the Garden will be broadcast on Bloomer's Facebook page and available as a podcast on bloomersinthegarden.com. Bloomers in the Garden is adding sponsors. Share your message to our large, diverse group of listeners. Commercials and segment sponsorships are available at incredibly affordable prices. Let Bloomers in the Garden get your message out to one of the largest and most diverse populations in the country. If you're interested in joining us in the garden, please visit bloomersinthegarden.com or email len@bloomers.com.